Hey up guys, I am the Epic Gamer along with
Blood Bilge here, and today I'm actually not going to make a strange comment.
That is true. Alright, so today we have the Wrestlemania breakdown, and Wrestlemania 30 was probably one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time. Not sure about you, but it surpassed my limits of expectation.
And it was definitely it was a night of miracles and upsets.
That is true. Now let's start off with
the pre-show match here, the WWE Tag Team Championships, the Usos and the
Los Matadores.
Thank you. And
the Real Americans.
And Rybaxel. Can you roll your R's?
And Rybaxel. And I didn't watch the match, but
it was an alright match, and I very much expected the Usos to retain because they just won the belts like last pay-per-view pretty much.
That's true, the Usos did win not too long ago. And also the fact that Cesaro broke up the Real Americans by doing the big swing to Jack Swagger, which would have been awesome to see, but I didn't see the pre-show. Cesaro turned full babyface, and I am super excited to see what they're going to do with him.
Yes I am. And moving on, we had that awesome segment with Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, and The Rock to open up the match.
That was so awesome.
Hogan
came out. I was excited. I was like, okay, cool, Hogan, and then and I'm like, oh!
He legit jizzed his pants.
Yeah, we all went to see it at the theater that I work at. It was really cool.
And then The Rock came out, which wasn't too unexpected at that point, but it was still really cool. And the ring probably reeked of beer for the remainder of the evening.
That is true. And in the Silver Dome, it reeked of beer.
In the Silver Dome?
Yeah, in the Silver Dome.
Silver Dome. Okay, moving on.
Alright, the first match, Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. Daniel Bryan beat Triple H. Amazing match.
That was a very good matchup. I was actually unsure who was going to win. I thought they were going to maybe be that guy and make Triple H win, have like his 14th billionth reign as the champion of everything ever.
What I thought was going to happen is that Kane was going to come out and he was just going to, kill Daniel Bryan, and then it would have been a fatal four-way. Something like that, and then Kane would get fired, and then he'd come back as Kane and not be the stupid corporate Kane. Which leads us to our next match, The Shield.
Against the New Age Outlaws and Kane, which was a squash match.
Oh, for sure. The new era definitely squashed the Attitude Era.
Well, pretty much what happened, here's the match breakdown. Roman Reigns got tagged in. The end.
Roman Reigns got tagged in. He did a Superman punch. He speared two people. They did the
three people. He speared all three of them.
Oh, okay.
Because he speared the whole New Age Outlaws at the same time. Then he speared Kane. Then he's just like, oh, let's powerbomb the entire tag team at once.
Yeah, they powerbombed the New Age Outlaws, and then they pinned, I believe, it was
Mr. Ass.
Yep. Alright, and then after that, it was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. Now, here's the thing that this really pissed me off. Not because Cesaro won. Cesaro won, by the way. I wanted it to be like a Royal Rumble where they would come in, each time. Instead, they just packed 30 superstars
into the ring.
Just there, and I was like, oh, great. We get to have a bunch of people in a ring, and it just wasn't that entertaining. It was still a good match, don't get me wrong, but
it was really good once it got to like the last 5-6.
Yeah,
just like a Rumble.
Yeah, and then Cesaro, oh my gosh, when he body slammed the Big Show over the top rope, that was just insane.
He jizzed his pants yet again, I can testify.
I did. Alright, and then now John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. A lot of people weren't happy that John Cena won, but I, for one, am a Cena fan, so I guess I was kind of happy that he won. Although I would have liked to see Bray Wyatt win. I was 50-50 on this match. It didn't really matter.
I didn't really care either, but I would have loved to see Cena put Bray Wyatt over. Yeah. As Bray Wyatt was on a huge roll, and then Cena just kind of smacked him with a shovel on that one. We'll see how buried he is in the weeks to come.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't get buried, but this is John Cena, one of the head shovelmen.
Yeah, along with Triple H.
Triple H and John Cena, man. Dem shovels, though.
So let's go with the entrances. Bray Wyatt's entrance was just creepy. It was just super creepy. My girlfriend came and seen it, and she was freaking out.
Yeah, she was terrified. She was, just turning between me and him, just like, save me. Like, she literally whispered to me, "Save me."
Really?
Yes.
Oh god. And then John Cena, I was surprised he didn't have a super cool.
I thought he was gonna come out to like the brass band or something. Like,
Yeah.
'cause, like they played his theme song like earlier before the pay-per-view, and I thought that was pretty cool. But no,
Yeah.
he didn't have like 1,000 John Cenas lining the entrance ramp or anything like he did at WrestleMania 25. He just kind of made his own John Cena way to the ring and did what John Cena does, and that's what John Cena does.
All right, the Hall of Fame inductees were honored. That was personally my washroom break. I came back to the middle of it. Nothing really happened.
Except the Ultimate Warrior kind of gimped out everyone else just by like
Yeah.
actually having entrance music and like having an epic entrance. And,
Well,
like,
it was like that with Shawn Michaels.
well, Shawn Michaels, like, it's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but I mean, if we go way back, that was way before our time. The Ultimate Warrior is the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, but there were some pretty other big people in the lineup though, like
Razor Ramon.
and Carlos Colon.
No one really knew about.
Nobody really knew who he was at the pay-per-view. I think they only clued in once Primo, Epico, and Carlito were there, and then they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that guy."
I am.
And they were like, "Oh, now I understand." And then, well, that brings us to the next match.
Yes, the match that you guys are seeing right now, the streak on the line as The Undertaker faced off against Brock Lesnar. Now, for me, this is probably my least favorite match of the night. Not because of the ending. I'm still butthurt about it. I won't be after a few weeks. I'll probably change my idea. But I find it was just a little too much of a slow pace. I know The Undertaker's old. I know he's getting there, but I mean, it was his last match, most likely. That's what I'm guessing. There's no reason for him to go at WrestleMania. And it was a beatdown. Brock Lesnar literally beat the hell out of The Undertaker. Undertaker, like you said, only pulled off a DDT. He pulled off 2 Hell's Gates. That was on his back, though. He did a few strikes. I think he kneed him a few times. He did a very terrible last drive. That was Lesnar's fault for not jumping. He nailed the choke slam.
He tombstoned him once, of course.
Yeah.
But the choke slam was actually really good,
No,
though. That was like
chokeslam
one of the
was really
best
good,
choke
yeah.
slams I've seen in a long time. But moving on, the Taker, I don't know, I guess that's the way he wanted to be, kind of just to kind of get Lesnar over and prove, like, put himself under, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
kind of be like, this guy isn't up to snuff anymore. He kind of wanted to make it look that way so fans would be like, okay, it's time for him to retire. I'm sure he could have gone out there and beat the hell out of Lesnar, and they could have had a crazy match. But the thing is with that, fans would have been left asking for more.
Yeah.
And that he'd just feel obligated because he's a very fan-centric guy. He loves the fans, and he's always doing what the people want to see. But I think that would have compelled him to go one more year. And
Yeah, that's true.
if he would have lost the streak, it just wouldn't have been the same anymore.
Yeah, anyways, guys, 21-1. Very odd number, but Blood Bilge actually had a very good idea of why it was that, and that's because Brock Lesnar was still in contract-ish with the UFC or something like that. You were saying?
Yes, they were. He was still in contract up till last, 2 years ago, and they needed to build up time for Lesnar. They couldn't just make him come back and just instantly break the streak, because that would be like, what the hell are they doing? They needed to take time. They needed to make him get over Triple H, and then have an epic battle with Cena. I think it would have been a little bit better at putting him over had he beat Cena, but he didn't, because Cena's, John Cena. You can't pin John Cena. That just doesn't happen. But moving on from there, I think that's kind of why it wasn't right away, and it ended up 21-0, because I think the streak was supposed to end at 20-1.
Yeah.
So I think the CM Punk was kind of just a filler match, just because Lesnar wasn't ready at the time. So
Yeah.
that's my theory on that.
All right, and then the Vic Guerrero Divas Championship Invitational. Now, that match wasn't bad for a Divas match. I'd like to say it wasn't bad for a Divas match. There were too many Divas, and I think Naomi or Cameron, I think it was
Naomi who tapped out at the end.
Yeah, I think it was Cameron, though, that her, I don't know what she was wearing, her top just kind of unscrewed off, and she was just holding herself the whole match.
Yeah, she was. They wrote her off right after
Yeah.
that. She was just laying out there, protecting herself. She was like, nobody look.
And then, it was a decent match. I mean, the Bellas had this little thing where they were the last two in the ring, and they went and started fighting, but then Tamina's like, nope, super kick, nope, super kick.
She just killed everyone and then got thrown out of the ring again.
And then here came AJ with the Black Widow. And I'm still not sure if she made Naomi tap out or if Naomi tapped out.
Well, what I saw is she had Naomi's hand and the ref was at an angle where he couldn't see. And she was slapping her hand. So I wasn't sure if she just made it look like she tapped out and cheated or if she actually won the match.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure. His girlfriend was saying she actually won the match, which I believe. But from what I saw, it didn't look that way. Maybe I had a brief attention lapse or something.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to the final match and the main event. My favorite match of the night.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Batista. Great match. Great moment with the announcers table. Batista bombing Daniel Bryan, and in midair, Randy Orton catching him with like a reverse RKO, more of a neck breaker, but still people understood the RKO. But one thing happened there. One little thing happened there. Randy Orton and Batista, while they were taking apart the announcers table, it's either Randy Orton missed a monitor, forgot about one, or just pushed it in. Because when he landed on the table and it broke, he landed directly on the edge of the monitor. Monitor bent and it sliced his back open. It was sick. And then Daniel Bryan, the paramedics, the actual paramedics of the city, not the WWE paramedics, came out and they were dragging him away, and I was about to cry.
He legit had his face in his girlfriend's shoulder and was like in tears.
I know it is scripted. I know all of this. I actually thought he was hurt when I seen the white suit, the paramedic, and not the black WWE official suit. I was
and they had like the actual city patch. I was like, oh god, that might actually be legit.
But then, like you said, normally they wouldn't go on the entrance ramp. They have like a little side ramp.
Mm-hmm.
They went on the entrance ramp. Daniel Bryan got up. I was like, yes! He got in the ring, locks Orton. No.
Yes, he locked Orton into a yes lock. Batista came and break it up. And then
threw Daniel Bryan out of the ring. Batista bombed Orton. Orton kicks out.
And then Orton RKO'd Batista. Batista kicked out. Daniel Bryan comes in the ring and he kneed Batista, I think, after a brief exchange. And then he pinned him.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he didn't pin him. He made him tap out.
Either way.
He put him in the yes lock and Batista tapped out. Yeah. Okay, now I remember.
Batista tapped out. It was a great match. Anyways, guys, give us your thoughts on WrestleMania 30. Our thoughts, I will rate it out on a scale of 1 to 10. I would love to rate this WrestleMania at 8.5 just because the matches were great. Yes, there were a few flaws, but that's okay. That happens every single event. You can't have a perfect match. But
unless you're Shawn Michaels and Undertaker.
Yes, unless you're Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. Still my favorite match of all time at WrestleMania 25. Despise the one at 26 just because I had so much hype. But anyways,
well, when we watched it again, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, when we watched it again, we watched the Streak DVD, which I hope they remake it. All in all, it was a great pay-per-view. All the matches were good, on 5 stars. Every single match was at least a 4 or 4.5 or 5 stars. I mean, the Daniel Bryan match,
really stole the show twice.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan stole the show twice. They made it seem like if you wouldn't win with this hurt shoulder, mid pay-per-view, you seen the doctor trying to lift it up, and Daniel Bryan wouldn't let it. But then as we were walking out, we walked out when it was the whole celebration, and we just stood at the theaters, like the theater street, to go outside the door. There was this guy that was standing there. He's like, well, he's not having a hard time lifting his arm now. He was doing the yes with both belts. Those belts are heavy. Anyway, so what do you rate this pay-per-view out of 10?
I'd probably agree with you on the 8.5. Had Taker not lost the streak to Lesnar, I would have said a 9. Yeah. But I don't know, it was his call, so.
Yeah, but still, Lesnar is an odd man
to lose a streak against. Yes, very much so. But, well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Anyways, guys, I am the Epic Gamer along with Blood Bilge. We are also your BCW announcers team, and we will see you next time for some more BCW action. And I will see you next time. See you next time, guys.
For some YOLO swag.